Some teachers have not received full payments for March. This is Undiluted News. Mikey Bones reporting. President of the Jamaica Teachers Association, Lasanja Harrison, said that some teachers have not seen benefits and allowances which is owed to them. Payment of March salaries to teachers, those who have been paid, are reporting that the figures are incorrect. She said in light of these payments, she is calling on the Ministry of Finance to explain to the teachers the inconsistencies between what was expected and what was paid. The JTA president said that the Finance Ministry should provide clarity on how certain calculations were done to determine the salaries of teachers. Meanwhile, 99 people have died in 88 road crashes between January 1st and March 30th of this year, the Ministry of Transport and Mining's Road Safety Unit has disclosed. Director in charge of the unit, DJ Hudson Sinclair, said that although the number of deaths is a 20% reduction compared to the 123 over the same period last year, she was reminding road users to obey the rules and continue to show increased caution as the fatalities have already surpassed the unit's projection for the period this year. 488 people died as a result of accidents last year. Police are probing two separate incidents in which men on motorcycles opened fire on motor vehicles on Friday night. Police said the first incident occurred around 7:15 p.m. in Shrewsbury District in Whittown in Westmoreland, and it's reported that two persons were driving in a motor car when upon reaching a section of the roadway, a motorcycle with two men on board rode up at the pillar and opened gunfire at them. They managed to drive away without being injured and subsequently made a report to the police. Lawmen processed the scene and found seven spent shell casings. A little over an hour later, the second incident occurred around 8:40 p.m. on Carr Crescent near Barnett Street in Montego Bay, St. James. In that incident, the police said three people were traveling in a motor vehicle when a motorcycle rode up on the pillion, opened for gunfire at them, then made good their escape. None of the people in the vehicle were injured. Meanwhile, a man who was freed of a murder charge recently was shot and injured by gunmen along the Golden Spring Main Road in St. Andrew on Sunday morning. The man, a businessman from St. Andrew, has since been admitted to hospital in stable condition, and it's reported that around 10:30 a.m., the now injured man was driving his vehicle along the roadway when a car heading in the opposite direction stopped and had its four-way flasher on. Police said the businessman stopped and two men armed with handguns alighted from the motor car and opened gunfire on the vehicle, hitting him in the right hand and right foot. The men then returned to their motor vehicle and fled into the area. The injured man was escorted to hospital where he was admitted. On Saturday night, two men were killed and four others were injured in an attack on the Darla district of Moko in Clarendon. The deceased men have been identified as Irvin Wright, 37, also known as Joe, and Jason Lewin, 24. Both men are Darla district construction workers. The four injured men were taken to hospital, with one in critical condition. The six men said that they were drinking in a shop when a white Toyota Probox arrived and two men armed with handguns exited the vehicle. One of the men went inside while the other stood outside. The other fired on the victims shortly after. The police were called. When they arrived, they found the lifeless body of Wright and Lewin lying face down along the road with apparent gunshot wounds to their backs, heads, and upper body. The remaining victims were rushed to hospital for treatment, and during the investigation, police allegedly discovered 15 9mm spent casing. And according to the police, no motive for the attack has been established. Meanwhile, residents of Marchtown in Hanover are mourning the gruesome murder of an 18-year-old girl from the community who was reported missing last Wednesday. The body of Trisha Hall was found by the police and residents sometime after 1 o'clock on Friday afternoon, covered by trash in a cane field. Superintendent Sharon Beepot, the commanding officer for the Hanover Police, said that two men have been detained for questioning in connection with that killing. Meanwhile, a father is on the run following the stabbing death of his 17-year-old daughter during a dispute on Sunday at their home on Barry Street in Kingston. And it's reported that around 1:10 a.m., a dispute developed between Shadika Calvert and her father when a knife was used to inflict a wound to her chest. She was taken to hospital where she died while receiving treatment. Onto sports, Grace Kennedy, the major sponsor of the annual ISA Boys and Girls Athletics Championship, has warned that if indiscipline by some athletes that marred this year's event continues, it may withdraw its sponsor. Don Webby, the company's CEO, issued the warning on Saturday, which is the final day of the five-day championship, from inside the National Stadium. Webby took issue with two specific events, one in which a male athlete raised his hand in a gun salute as he ran past another athlete, and the other in which Kingston College and Ricardo Clark attacked Calabar's Kimani Gordon at the end of the boys' class 2 100 meters final after Gordon impeded him during the race. Clark, who was expected to medal, placed fifth as a result. However, his attack on Gordon, which forced officials to separate them, resulted in Issa banning him for the rest of the championship. The decision was later overturned and Clark, however, was reinstated. Meanwhile, Heidel High School made history at the National Stadium on Saturday night by pipping defending champions Edwin Allen on the line to claim their first title at the Boys and Girls Championship. Heidel ended on 279 points, which is just two more than Edwin Allen 277, who were seeking their ninth consecutive and 10th overall title. By contrast, Kingston College embarrassed all the analysts and commentators who had predicted that a tight finish in the boys division by scoring 366 points, well ahead of closest rival Jamaica College, who ended on 299, and Calabar High School, who ended with 207 points. The top three were followed by San Diego 118.5, St. Elizabeth Tech 116, Edwin Allen 65, Wolmer's Boys 60.50, Excelsior 57, McCarty 46, and Cornwall College 31 to round off the top 10. And among the highlights on the final day of competition was 100 meters champion and national junior record holder Alana Reid, clocking 23.08 seconds to win the girls' class 1 200 meters and complete the sprint double. Camperdown's Brittany Johnson, throwing 15.33 meters, set a new girls' class 1 shot put record, erasing the old mark of 14.93 meters, and KC's captain Bawaji Nkrumah producing a blistering ankle leg to lead his team to victory in the Class 1 boys 4x100 meters relay, clocking 40.01 seconds. On to Premier League, Humber Lions Stag Veer United 2-0, Dunbeholder beat Mullins United 3-2, Cavalier edged Tivoli Gardens 1-0, while Portmore beat Haverview 1-0. Arnett Gardens then beat Chapelton Maroons 3-0 in the final game to stay top on 42 points, while Cavalier is in second with 40 points. And if you ever miss the news on this radio station, please go to YouTube and type in Jamaican Undiluted News. Listen, like, share, and subscribe to keep it going. That's going to be news and sports on your favorite radio station. My name is Mikey Bones. I gone.